It's been about a week since our last self-publishing news, and oh my gosh, a lot of big news have rolled out, including Brandon Sanderson dropped a bombshell when it comes to Audible and their plans about rolling out better royalties for authors relatively soon. The 2023 book stats have rolled in from Publish Drive, and they've got some information about Amazon you need to know. Yeah, even though they take the lion's share of book publication profits, it's not all of it. And we've got some actual stats on this one. Not to mention that the Kindlepreneur Dave Chesson had rolled out a recent piece about direct sales. Some of the information is kind of really reassuring. It tells me that doing direct sales might be the model a lot more authors should probably consider doing. All that in today's self-publishing news for March the 11th of 2024. And without any further ado, let's jump in to the first item here. First item comes, all right, I did a video over on my main channel about this particular piece here by Brandon Sanderson. Now, Brandon Sanderson is a fantasy author, very, very popular. He actually broke the world record for Kickstarter, having funded his book project at $41 million. The closest one to that was $21 million. All that to say this, that let me give you the brief TLDR on this one. Last year, or the year before last, oh my gosh, has it been that long? Yeah, 2022. Brandon Sanderson did that Kickstarter, and then he came out soon afterwards to tell people that he was not going to be distributing his audiobooks through Audible because he disagreed with how they pay their authors and a few of the other things that he is very against. And in this article, in the more recent one, he also stated that this wasn't his, bid to claim war against Audible. It wasn't a way to just start a fight with them. He wanted to create a positive change, and that positive change is on the horizon because Audible more recently approached him about a new model. What we can learn right now is Brandon was shooting for something that would be a little bit better for authors and their deals, because right now you can make anywhere from about as low as 25% to 40% royalty. He believes that the industry standard should be somewhere along 70 to 80%. This is more in line with video game creators and musicians, and he felt that it was just a far cry from something like that, especially considering the cost when it comes to building out audiobooks and producing those things. So with that being said, also, he saw some issues with the reporting. He felt like, the reports are just garbage, trash, it should be improved. Although I'm putting some words in his mouth. He didn't call them garbage, trash. He was a little bit more diplomatic about it because he had some friends over at Audible. Nonetheless, Audible pretty much had presented him and is going to present him with this new model. It wasn't enough that he was going to get a better royalty. He wanted to see all indie authors getting a better royalty. Now, this is for indie publishers going directly to Audible. This is not specifically to ACX. And I think this is where I might have actually got a lot of people a little confused in a most recent video over on my main channel. A lot of people like, oh, it's going to be ACX. Well, yeah, ACX and Audible go hand in hand. Will we see those changes going over to ACX? I'd imagine so. It would certainly be a little weird if they didn't do that. But I will keep you guys posted on that. And it would be great to see that reports dashboard improve. And I guess that's something Brandon's going to get access to as well. But if you ever get the opportunity to go over on my main channel, check out that video. A lot of fun, gives you all the information you need to know. Speaking of information you need to know, Publish Drive, got a couple pieces here from them. The 2023 book sales statistics by Publish Drive have just rolled out, and this is an insightful piece. And they break it down. Now, keep in mind, Publish Drive distributes for tens of thousands of authors, so they have a lot of data behind them. Growth in sales year over year. 2019 was a 94% increase. 2020 was 82%. 2021 was 120%. And 2022 was 52%. And lastly, 2023 was a 47% increase. Besides book sales statistics by year, we also looked at which stores generated the most sales in 2023. In a nutshell, books sold in Publish Drive stores, 60% was Amazon. 40% was the rest of the stores. Okay, there's a 60-40 split. I think a lot of people, unfortunately, put a lot of value into being on Amazon without realizing that there are tons of other avenues that are worth exploring. So with that being said, there's a 60-40 split. And now if it was 99-1, I could completely understand that people would forego any of those other avenues. But we're looking at a 40%. I mean, that's close to being half right there. So if you've been on the fence about going wide with your books, I would recommend that just get off the fence and go wide. If KDP Select isn't treating you well, go wide. All right? Just trying to be, blindly loyal to the KDP Select program because you hear somebody else makes X amount of dollars per month isn't going to be a good way to run your business. And Publish Drive went and told you some of this stuff. And by the way, there's a link to this inside the show notes as per usual because they break it down to many more statistics. For instance, top sales performances by countries. Philippines is at the top with 136% sales growth. Mexico, 128%. New Zealand, 95%. Chile, 89%. It's funny because you scroll on down to United States, it's only 59%. So again, go wide, folks. Books sold by language and countries. There's an 81.6% English-speaking countries and 18.4% for non-English speaking countries. Pretty wild. There is a lot more about that piece, so make sure you go take a look at it. And speaking of Publish Drive, they talked a little bit more about AI narrated audiobooks available on Big 5 retailers, what to know. And the Big 5, let me go ahead and give you guys the TLDR on this one here. You can now officially distribute AI audiobooks through Barnes & Noble, Google Play Books, Amazon, Apple Books, and Kobo. Now, there's a little bit of an asterisk on this one because a few of those avenues, so for instance, KDP, you're not able to distribute to Amazon without KDP's invite to their beta program. But in instances like, say, Google Play Books, all you have to do is be able to distribute your ebook through them. They will give you the digital narration that you can distribute on their platform and any of the other ones. They break this down on Publish Drive's site. I would recommend you go through this. If you've been a person who's wanted to break into audiobook, but you can't really afford a narrator, then maybe consider digital narration till you can come up with the funds to get a good voiceover talent or somebody that's affordable for you. And I won't fault you for it. Now, for some of you out there that are just, clenched fist, gritting your teeth going, I will never do digital narration. That's fine. That's totally fine. But just understand that the business is moving forward without you. So consider using this option if you haven't already been using that option. You don't have to keep it up forever. That's the beautiful thing about self-publishing. You can always delist something eventually. Let's say the digital narration doesn't work really well for you. Then fine, go ahead and remove it from distribution. I did get a chance to see the production for Google Play Books digital narration. It's actually pretty cool. It's the whole process of putting it together is pretty spectacular. Will a platform like ACX eventually embrace it? We'll see in due time. I would imagine it's going to come eventually because ACX loves money. Who doesn't? Hey, got a big shout out over to Tara Kremen over at the Kobo Writing Life family. She just let me know that Kobo Plus is rolling out to another region. This past week, I just told you guys about Kobo Plus. It is essentially the KDP Select alternative, or the Kindle Unlimited alternative. It's expanding more over into Ireland and South Africa. In fact, actually, she told me all the regions, 18 territories, including Canada, United States, UK, Australia, New Zealand, Netherlands, Italy, let's see here. I've got a BE on here, PT, FRNOSE, you get it. We have a lot of different regions. I probably should have wrote those out instead of had shorthand on this one here. But all that to say this, that Kobo Plus is expanding massively. Now, the nice thing about Kobo Plus versus KDP Select is Kobo Plus doesn't require exclusivity. You can enroll your ebook and your audiobook through Kobo Plus, and they pay you through a global pool of subscription profits and such. And it's a little different from how you get paid through KDP Select. So for instance, KDP Select does by pages read, whereas they do it, Kobo Plus does it more on a model of the time that it takes to consume the content. So that's a really kind of a cool feature. But big shout out to Kobo Writing Life. If you've been on the fence about joining them, I really like them. They get my full endorsement. Love their platform. Moving further forward, the Kindlepreneur Dave Chesson just rolled out a piece on March the 5th called The Truth on Selling Books Direct. Insights from 876 authors. Okay, you got my attention on 876 authors. And again, this is a lot of great statistics. Who's selling direct? It says, to start, we looked at the experience levels of authors selling direct. Our survey revealed that a whopping 66% of authors selling direct have published at least 5 books over their careers. Even more notably, 44% have over 10 books under their belts. There's so much great information. One of the pieces that I liked the most was the power of an email list. They broke it down into different little buckets here. So for instance, if you have an email list of under 100 subscribers, you could make about $308 annually. 100 to 1,000 subscribers is $460. 1,000 to 5,000 subscribers is $1,145 annually. 5,000 to 10,000 is marginally more at about $1,527. 10,000 to 15,000 email subscribers is $24.23. And then last but not least, if you have over 15,000 email subscribers, by the way, big kudos, congrats, pat on your back for that one, $6,119. What? 20-time revenue boost for authors with 15,000 plus email subscribers. I've been harping on you guys for so many years now, saying get yourself an email list. Now we've got the stats to go ahead and back that one up there. So big shout out to Dave Chesson over there, always putting out some great information. Hey, Get Covers just rolled out a nice little piece this past week in their email. If you've not checked out Get Covers before, go on over to dalelinks.com/getcovers. That's my affiliate link. Get yourself signed up. You don't have to get anything. You pay for anything. Just go ahead and get signed up to them because they put out an email every week. This week they did how to increase book sales. Let me go ahead and give you guys the short of it. Start a blog to give readers a peek behind the scenes. Welcome new subscribers with special content. Give your book a fresh look with the new cover. Leave readers hanging with cliffhangers and book samples. Offer your book in various formats, including print, audiobook, and ebook formats. And if you're nonfiction, put courses into that mix. Create catchy images with quotes and teasers from your book by using things like Canva or Design Wizard. I'm going to add to that book brush. Unveil your book cover on a popular blog. Reward pre-orders with freebies. Love that. Actually, recent guest here on the channel had shared some of that information. Shelby Lee. Shelby actually talked about how she did really good with her pre-orders by offering a little bit of freebies as an incentive. Collaborate with fellow authors for themed promotions and host a virtual release party. As part of this, also, they offered a 50 paid and free websites for promotion as a downloadable PDF. I highly recommend. There's a link inside the description down below. There's no sign up or anything else like that. You can just go on over, grab it, download it for yourself. It has a lot of really, really good ones there. All right, moving a little further forward. This one's interesting. If anybody has some deeper pockets, you can want to consider this. I give a shout out over to Nick Thacker. He is the Vice President of Author Success at Drafted Digital and good friend and former guest here of the channel. I do know that he's currently running their book design site that they picked up last year. And I was like, hey, would you guys be interested in this? Because the book cover designer is for sale. 11 years of operation. The main reason for this is that over the last few years, I haven't had the time to dedicate to the site that I'd like. And instead of allowing it to decline further, I'd like to find a new owner who can inject their own ideas and energy into it. So that's the book cover designer. It's available for sale on Flippa. They are right now retailing it for $9,999. They give you all the stats on that, the profit margin. It's a number of views per month, 50,456 views per month. And so if you got about 10K sitting around, maybe reach out and see if you can contact that order right there and order that. Good luck to you if you are interested in something like that. I know there's a lot of cover designers that watch this channel, so this might be an opportunity for you to buy something that could probably be very beneficial to you. And a little further forward, a little quick plug here from Reedsy is having First Line Frenzy with Rebecca Heyman. She's an editor on March the 13th. That's a Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's 2 p.m. Go over, check that one out. And then last but not least, of course, you know I've got to do a quick plug for my video on demand service, theselfpublishinghub.com. Get access to over half dozen different courses and hours of footage here. I'm showing it right now live on the broadcast so people can see exactly how deep this goes. It's a lot of different things. So what did you think about some of those news items? Was there anything that I missed? And what did you think about the Audible news? Are you excited about it? Are you not excited about it? I remember somebody was like, I'm just happy with 40%. That's fine. It's whatever. I would like to see more. But Call me greedy if you'd like to. Hit me up over on Discord at dalelinks.com/Discord. And until next week, this has been Self-Publishing with Dale, and thank you so much for tuning in, folks. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in. Special shout out to my channel members for both the podcast channel and the main channel. Without your support, some projects we do at Self-Publishing with Dale would be much harder to fund. If you want to contribute to the cause, visit dalelinks.com/memberships for details and get your on-screen shout out at the end of each broadcast. Till later, this has been Self-Publishing with Dale, and I'll see you soon.